Today we're going to be showing you how to import your VR prescription from Advantage Acre into the John Deere 2630 monitor. So the first steps are going to be go ahead and put that USB into the monitor and you'll have the data transfer screen pop up here. And you'll want to go ahead and hit import global prescriptions and shapefile data. From there you'll want to go ahead and hit the import RX button, and it's important to remember that if none of those first three options show up, you'll know that you haven't formatted the shapefile correctly in your USB. It's a good thing to remember that you want to make sure you have that unzipped shapefile in a folder named RX, capital R, lowercase x. Make sure you have that in your USB, or all those options will be blanked out and you won't be able to import anything into the monitor. So we're going to go ahead and let these the files transfer over into the monitor. And once that's complete, go ahead and hit accept. And once you hit accept, the next steps would be to just go ahead and unplug your USB. The monitor will not work. You won't be able to do anything besides transfer data if the USB is still plugged in. So once you unplug the USB, you'll be at that main page again, and you want to go ahead and go to the documents page. There you can get to it there from the right side of the screen there. And you notice that RX symbol that you'll see in the bottom right, that is John Deere's prescription symbol. You go ahead and hit that and you'll be on the prescription page here, and what you can do is just go ahead and use that drop down box highlighted in blue, and you will notice that you have an option to click shapefile. So go ahead and hit shapefile because that's the kind of data that you're bringing in as for your prescription. So go ahead and hit shapefile and it will take you to the shapefile conversion page. And this is a critical step to make sure it gets transferred correctly into the monitor and you're able to use. So that first drop down box is where you're going to choose your specific shapefile that you're going to be using for this field that you're planting. And you notice it comes straight in as what you named it in Advantage Acre, farm and field. Field name first and then farm. So I have mine named just monitor training. And once you choose that, it auto populates the name there in that box to what you chose in Advantage Acre. The next most important step there is make sure you get target rate S in your column. That's very crucial because you want to make sure that that monitor is reading those rates correctly from your prescription. And if you don't use target rate S, you could end up with some funky things happening. So make sure then from there on out, fill out the rest. You want to make sure that the product type says seed by seed count and that your rate units say seeds per acre. And then your next two options there are your out of field rate, and that's if any part of the planter will be planting outside the boundary, it'd be planting what fixed rate would it plant. And then the loss of GPS rate is just if your tractor did lose GPS, what fixed rate would it plant. So once you choose that, you'll get to this shapefile conversion page, and you want to make sure all that information is correct, and you'll see a map of the field you're planting. And if that's all correct, go ahead and hit accept. And then your next step is to make sure you set your look ahead speed. And most equipment companies will take you 3 to 5 seconds. That's enough time to allow that planter to keep adjusting for the rate that it's going to be changing to. So I use 4 in this demo. So you go ahead and set that, and then make sure your prescription multiplier is at 100%. It should already be there, but if not, make sure it is, and then hit accept. So once you've done that, you're back to the main page, and now your prescription is in, and you can plant. But what you want to make sure and double check is make sure that your planter is set on the correct rate. So go ahead and use that menu button in the bottom right hand corner and select the planter tab. And from here you can set the rate that you want. You want to use that button in the top middle part of your screen there with the bullseye and then the green lines running diagonal. Go ahead and hit that button. And you notice you'll have a few different options for rate, and it's not necessarily always rate 4, but you'll notice that RX symbol there to the left of rate 4, and whichever one that RX symbol corresponds to, whichever rate, go ahead and click that one. So for this one it was rate 4. You click that one and now you are ready to plant. And do remember we do have our support line there on the screen and our support email address.